A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies but once.
Welcome all, this is Blaezer RTW. I hope you are good. I'm a little bit rough this morning. I had a bit of everything last night. So I've just run down the shop, grabbed myself an ice cold can of Coke, and yeah, I'm starting to feel better already before I start cooking some rice for breakfast. Right, okay. You're joining me for a 3v3. Sorry, I'm being a bit sketchy with the camera. I did have it set up. You'll notice the Germans are in the woods. This is the enemy team. Crypto is the first member, as you can see. He's got, what's that, 6 Chosen Archer Warband, 6 Gothic Cav, and then I'm guessing in the woods there's going to be 3 Berserkers, Axemen and Night Raiders, etc, etc, etc. So we'll have to see when that comes out. In their centre is Wolves Cappy. He's got the Brutii. He looks like he's got a couple of archers, and then I'm taking there's units hidden. I don't think he's on the move already because I stopped it straight away. So yeah, we'll have a look at his formation. I take it there's, looking at this, probably another Peeler unit there, and then 3 across there. That seems to be how he's got it set out, and then 6 Cav somewhere, no doubt. Can't see the Cav, I'll have to watch out for that, but that's, oh, there it is up there. And then their final team member, as you can tell, is Spartan Commander. I just wanted to check. Yeah, it does. Yeah. I just wanted to check because last time I noticed that it's generally only had 4 upgrades on it. So yeah, I just wanted to see if that was a general thing or not. And then he's got his 6 Cav there plus his usual build. So tried and tested, no doubt. On our team, over here on the left, so up against Germania, though I'm sure that will change, is me. I think I've gone 14-6. That's my 14-6 formation, near enough that. Where what I like about doing it like that is that you can sort of turn that 45 degrees to the right, and if there's anyone comes to flank you, you've got a sort of straight line against them, and it's not too hard to move this Peeler shield to angle them off, if you see what I mean. So I do quite like that formation, especially if you think you're going to be in a big infantry fight. Okay, in the centre, Lee, good player, great player even. You've probably seen him in a lot of battles. He's great to have on your team as well. He's one of those players like Spartan Commander, actually, who quarterback role is probably the wrong word, but he's very good at keeping his units in reserve, being efficient, patching holes where they need to be patched, and generally just being a bit of not a silent partner, but you know what I mean, he just quietly goes about his business, and you sort of think, oh, Lee was just sat back, he's got half his army still left and everything, and then he crocs out the most kills, sort of thing. So yeah, he's one of them. He's good to keep an eye on, great to have on your team, so that's a good bonus for us. And then on our right, Chuck Monk is Egypt. I would imagine he's gonna have something like six chariots, and then probably maybe a handful of infantry, and then the rest of them archers. We'll soon find out though. So let's get this show on the road. So there's obviously going to be not a lot happening over here, not a lot happening over here. So let's just double this on for a bit while we. You can see Germania's moving up. I think he probably wants to have a dig. I would imagine if you've ever played against Lee, #1 target for these archers, although they probably shouldn't be, but will be that general just because he's annoying. I'm gonna move up quite quickly though. I'm not sure. I think it would probably be around 50-50. Six Pharaoh's bowmen, evenly, some of them all spread out evenly, etc., etc., etc. If it was just like 50-50 on each of them, I think that would be a pretty even fight between the Pharaoh's bowmen and the chosen archers. They pretty much, by the end of it, neither of them's going to have much ammo or people left. So Lee's just faced up, but he's not going to take the bait and obviously follow the archers into the woods with Germania. That doesn't sound like a great idea. So he's going to face up there and act as a shield for us to do what we need to do. I'm probably going to leave Egypt to face up to Germania and come across over to this side and get away from Germania if I can. Yeah, I'm just coming. Sorry, I almost used the wrong turn of phrase then. My army is moving to the right flank of Lee. You can see Wolf's Cappy is starting to show himself now. So I just recognised it was still in double, so I just let it form up a little bit more. Right, I think that's pretty nice spot to start off with. Right, so let's have a quick look from this side up. So the Pharaoh's bowmen are all spread out. The chosen archers are in loose now, but they're not actually, spread out 2 or 3 men deep. Yeah, you can see Egypt's got 4 spearmen. Lee's here in the centre. I'm out on the right. A couple of the archers are out on the right as well. They're no doubt going to be hunting the cav in the back. You can see Germania has tucked himself in with the Julii, or is that just the archers? That's the archers for now, I think. And the cavs there. I think the archers are pretty well covered. Can't take any of them out because the chariots and the spearmen are there. Lee's in the centre for this lot. Alright, might get a cheeky little dig on this, but he'll probably be getting shot up now, I would have thought. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. I've pulled out a bit to the right here. Yeah, so you can see with Wolf's Cap, he's basically got 3 armies. He'll have one. They'll be grouped 1, 2, 3. He's pushed up to try and take out the archers. I should really move forward and give the archers a hand. They are tough, but not that tough, as you can see by them routing off. There goes that cav. That will probably come back in a second because he's got 30 left in him. But yeah, he's got himself in 3 different armies, which I'm a bit 50-50 on myself. To my eye, that gives you, I know you eventually end up with that many groups of infantry, or I do anyway, but I think it kind of almost gives you like 3 times as much micro to do. So like, I know you can just select them and bring them back, but in the heat of the battle and the pressure's on, you often find yourself sort of trying to pull them back individually, and then you can get issues. So, yeah, not my personal, not my personal way of doing it, but obviously different folks, different strokes. Each man's himself and all that. So yeah, the archers have been whittled down a bit, but there's so many of them, and I don't know whether it makes a difference shooting in the woods or out of the woods, or whether it's both ways for the archers. You would have thought it would be both ways. It would make a difference, dent their effectiveness. So me and Lee have obviously seen at the same time that there's too big a gap between us. So we're both moving in now. He's going to front up to Spartan Commander. I'm going to front up to Cappy. And Egypt looks like he's just going to keep Germania honest and just keep their eye out that side, basically, which is going to be annoying for them because they're going to be Spartan Commander and Wolf's Cappy are going to be here, so they're not going to have a clue what's coming through this way. I mean, obviously they will do, but it won't be as easy as it is for us, for me, just to be at this end, and I'll just be sitting here like this, basically, just waiting to see what happens, or I would be now. Whether I was at the time or not is a different thing. So yeah, we know that they're trying to bait us into the woods, but they're not going to push out, if you see what I mean. So it's up to us to take the fight to them a bit and not call their bluff, but alright, fair enough, if you're not going to attack us unless we come to the woods, then we'll come to the woods. Yeah, just facing up, doing a little bit of messing around. So this is where his little 3 grouping thing should come into its own, because he should easily just be able to move these units out and bang them out like he is doing. You can see Egypt has done me a good favour. He's bringing out a couple of chariots to the right. That will keep their cav honest. Lee's pushing his infantry up in the centre, so that's pretty good. What he's done there, which I like to do as well, is he's left himself a nice big gap at this end, so Spartan commander can't overlap him, but he's actually overlapped to the right slightly, and he's just causing a bit of bother to 3, 4, 5 units there on the left, on my left of my army sort of thing. So yeah, that's good play. That's what I like to do as well. Just a little bit of kneeling and just a little bit of, I don't know what the word is, just giving them something to do sort of thing. Keeping them busy. So I've moved 2 units out to the right. I'm actually going to move my whole formation across now because our centre line, the centre, not that it's not a target, but Lee's got a lot of stuff there. He's probably got his cav in behind here. I've got my cav here, so it's not too bad there. We can cover that hole. I don't want to be flanked though, so I'm actually going to do a bit of aggressive flanking myself. You can see the Germanian cav is starting to do something in the middle. Egypt has started to move his pikes up on the left, so I think he's going to do a nice little comb of the forest there. Spartan commander can't afford to move any of his urbans away, so he'll just put his units as they are and just run them through and try and flush out any infantry. Now, it sounds like it's all cool and calm and collected, but at the time I didn't have a clue what he was doing. I was just here concentrating on my bit of the battle. You can see we've broken one of their units in the centre, so we're going to push up a little bit more. Yeah, I'm being a little bit slow here. I think what I'm trying to do is change my lines, my formation halfway through. I'm trying to give myself a wide front line with not much deep, which probably isn't the greatest idea, because if you're with Germania, looking at it now, if you're Germania and you're going to hit anyone out of us two, who are you going to hit? So yeah, you need to watch out for that. If you know you've got some nasty stuff coming, barbarians or chariots or something, yeah, keep them nice and tight. Yep, here comes something for Germania in the middle. There's the berserkers. He's not pushed all his stuff through there. I thought it's because he pushed all his infantry through. They've been activated in the centre. In comes the Germania cav as well for the shock. They're attacking me. I haven't seen it yet. Lee has. He's pushing something across in obviously. And yeah, here comes Spartan commanders out the middle. That was a nice little move. We didn't see that. I've seen it now though. So the good thing is that you can get caught out by a charge, but it's often worse to get caught out by a counter charge. Yeah, I've done that quite nice. But then Wolves cav is going to counter charge my cav out here on the right as well. So I'm in a bit of trouble here. They're all pushing in nicely. Lee's moved a couple of units across there. They'll be peeling. They'll move into the back of the Germans, which will just make them lose a bit of their shock value. Now, a few of my units are routing off. I think that's my cav more than anything. What I didn't want to do though was, I knew I took the counter charge and I should have moved them out, but I didn't want to leave all my infantry taking the charge and get all that routed off. So I've sacrificed a bit of my cav there, just leaving them stuck in there a bit, just to keep the numbers in there. Now that the first shock has gone, the shock wave's gone, we should be able to recover from this in the centre. If we can just get rid of these berserkers pretty quick, smart, that would be quite well for us. I can see some Egyptians coming in from the back. Here comes the chariots. They've gone in. I don't know what the chariots on the right did. I didn't keep an eye on them, sorry. I guess they came in and attacked the back of Wolves' cav when he came in. You can see they're making a real mess of the Gothic cav in the back. They're absolutely destroying that. In comes Spartan commanders for a little cheeky dig from here. Lee sending his cav in to take out these berserkers. Gone straight through. You can see Spartan commander's just bumped his infantry across, so he's basically inside of the Brutii army now that he had earlier. You can see the Brutii general's gone. He's been hit. The chariots are still there messing up all that cav. I've got a bit of cav here on the right. I'm going to try and hit the rest of the remainders of the Brutii cav that's trying to come out on our right. Lee's got his units, cav units going in for a strike. Which one did he just take out? Was that the Brutii general he just took out? In comes more chariots here on the right, plus the pikemen. What have I got? Lee's got a couple of urbans doing a nice flanking motion as well. He comes in for another cav charge. There's some Gothic cav out on the right. I think I got counter charged by the Brutii after I went in for that strike. I'm going to join Lee in the centre and just try and put some bit of weight and numbers in. If we can just break a couple of Spartan commanders, big units on this centre, that'll do us quite well. The Gothic cavs come in from the back of me, but it hasn't had a charge. It didn't get a charge bonus. All the Brutii and Gothic cav is now routing off at the back. You can see some chariots are coming in along with the pikemen just to mess up a bit of Spartan commanders. Let's have a look. Lee's got some urbans who were doing the flank, and they've gone all the way around now. They're going to be chasing off. They're going to come to the back of these green Brutii that are on the right, that are just the remainders. My general's still just standing strong. I've got a couple of urbans left. You can see the pikemen are doing a good job of just taking on the just hemming in Spartan commanders. Lee has always got 4 fresh units of urbans there if he needs them, 5, 6 fresh units of urbans if he needs them. The archers are flaming the Judii infantry. Me and Lee are just cleaning up on the right here. As soon as we do this frees up 4 or 5 units, which basically means that'll be all. Lee's gone in for a bit of a strike on some of these units. Am I going to send in my cav to him, or am I going to try and take out this? Should have seen they've gone now, so I should change my target and come in and probably take these 3 Judii out here and just let us free up this whole blob of infantry that we've got. Still a few chariots actually in the back. They'll be making a nice mess of things. Lee's pushed those reserve units up. And Spartan commanders hanging in there, but I don't think there's anyone left that's going to help him. There's a couple of Brutii units at the back. He's got a nice defensive formation, but our numbers is just ridiculous in comparison. As soon as we free up on this on the side, he's trying to keep us busy on this side, which he sort of is doing, you know what I mean? We're not all swarming around him, but I think he's just delaying the inevitable. In comes his general at the back, the Egyptian one with the chariots. He's just taking out the little odd floaters. I've broken my cav all the way around the back because I couldn't get through because of the pike unit, so I'm going to try and hit this Judii general in the middle of his defensive formation. We're throwing everything in there at the same time, and yeah, you know, it would have done it at just probably a couple of seconds more anyway, so he's seen it was that time and done that. So yeah, pretty intense fighting. You can see where it was all focused, pretty much all exactly where I was, which for better or worse will be a running theme of all my battles. Not all my battles, but a lot of them, it all seems to end up in and around me, and I never seem to end up with much left, but we haven't done too bad that time. That was a good little game. I enjoyed that one. Everyone played well. I think Egypt probably was the turning point in that, just because when the time came for it, and it was the key part of the battle, when 1 or 2 cav charges either way are going to decimate someone's army, he throws his chariots and totally rinses all that Gothic cav. So, and I think he took out half the Brutii cav when it came and counter-charged me as well. So, yeah, that's great play by him. But otherwise, yeah, it was all a good game, and you know, one of them could have gone either way quite easily at various points. So, good game to everyone. Enjoyed that one. Enjoyed watching it again. Hope you did too. Right. See you later.